kind of fill in this space, take a gander at the beautiful clothing. Good morning and welcome to the Lake Oswego Chamber of Commerce's Friday morning networking, where we are the heartbeat of your community, connecting your faces to our local business places and the people who run them and make Lake Oswego and our community such a vibrant place. Speaking of vibrant place, have you ever seen any place more vibrant or anybody more vibrant than this? Yes? Please join me in welcoming our host today, Tony, from the House of Rose.
You all know how I love public speaking. It's incredibly amazing. But thank you all for coming today. Welcome to the House of Rose. It thrills me to see a lot of familiar faces here. It's like I'm amongst friends, so it's not like the tradition the first time I went to the Chambers meeting where it's like, okay, well, all these people. But I want to tell a little story about the House of Rose and what we do and how this journey came about. So, how many minutes do I have?
You have up to 6.5 seconds.
So, I grew up in fashion. My mom was a designer. She made clothes. She designed them. She taught me how to sew when I was about 6 years old. That's when I picked up my first needle. And that went about me telling her to hem some pants for me. And I was on this kid that kind of grew too tall, too skinny too fast. So she's like, you know what? I've been doing this for so long. I will do one leg, you do the other one. So pay attention. And that was it. She was a perfectionist, and the whole loop, man, you have to undo that, do it again. So through elementary school, high school, middle school, it started becoming like a chore. She wasn't like paying me for it. I mean, the people were here, the big kids here to do stuff. I never experienced that. So I stopped liking it so much. I was really skinny. The shirts didn't quite fit right because she would make them a little bit bigger so I can grow into them. Mm-hmm. So I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, ugh. Anyways, all through college, I was anti-suits. I wore them once a year for her for Thanksgiving. And then I went to school to be an engineer. So computer electronics, that was fun. And migrated to the US about 20 years this year, in September. So, life began, new world, little kid, 21 years old, trying to figure stuff out. And she passed away about 8 months later. And that was a devastating blow. I didn't know what to do. It was just, I was in denial of it for a very long time. And, but then the bug bit me to do clothing, which is really weird. Because I was trying to do like every other kid, baggy jeans, baggy clothes and all that. But then gradually I saw myself going to the fabric store and just being this weird kid with all these old people looking for shopping for fabrics. I didn't care, I just started enjoying it again. And then little by little, I started like putting fabrics together, putting ideas together and machineries, and I was set to go. 2006, 2007, the economy took a dive and that didn't work. Went to the bank to see if I can get a loan to set up a shop, but they're like, yeah, not really. What's your experience in clothing business? Not really, none. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have to figure this out myself. And the journey began to get into different corporate stuff. And I worked corporate before the bug hit me for this. And fast forward to 2016, or 2014, I registered the business because it was when I was going out of my house. By the way, my first official wedding suit that I made, my guy is right here, Chris. Yeah, and he's been a member of this community for a long time. So he is my OG when it comes to like dressing grooms and stuff, right? So, but I was working at my house then. So I made that for him, it was 2016, right? Yeah. And then the next year, same year, I left real estate, got into it, so I'm doing this full time. The next year, I opened up my first shop in Oregon City, small, tiny space, because I was afraid, what if nobody likes my stuff? What if it doesn't work, right? So fast forward a few years later, moved out to Bridgeport. I was in Bridgeport for a few years. And then 3 years later, moved out here last August. This has been my home base. I love it here. It's a bigger space. So it's been growing since then. But that is the story about it. The whole thing kind of revolves around the way that I look at fashion from my mom's eyes. You know, going to the fabric store, it's all tactile. I can buy fabrics online because you never know what the color is going to be or the quality of it. So you don't want to take me shopping to a fabric store because we're going to eat it. I'll probably have more fun than you do. So, but I do bespoke clothing. It's easier to have off-the-rack stuff for people to come in and grab and buy. And I'm like, what sets me apart from like Mario's or Nordstrom's or all these other stores? They all do the same thing. So I made sure that it's 100% bespoke clothing. It's all couture for the dresses, for the men, women, everybody. You come in, you get measured, you pick the fabric that you want. Your pattern is used to create the outfit that you want. So there's only one of them. It doesn't exist anywhere else. And for me, that is one thing that I like about fashion, is to be original, to be you, you know. You always reckon that. So, with that being said, like this sample of fabric on the table right now is a wedding dress that is in process. That is the pattern that was used for it. She's actually coming tomorrow for her first fitting with the muslin. But that is just the way that it works, you know? Everything is all original for the person. We dress attorneys, doctors, business people, high school kids that decide, you know what, I want something different, I want to save the money to do this, right? So there is no discrimination in it. The fabric prices ranges, depends on what you want, but for my entry-level stuff, you could go to Nordstrom and get the same thing from off the rack. Same high-quality fabric, but that is off the rack and this one is made for you, so you choose, right? So price is very good comparatively to what a bespoke should be, and then it goes up from there, depends on how tasteful you are with the kind of fabrics you want. So since setting up this place, we love it. The community has absolutely welcomed us with open arms. It's been great. And every now and then people just like pop in and they want to see what's going on. And it's more education. We kind of tell them how it's done. Some people have the money to buy fashion, but they don't know what it's supposed to look like. And here we help them finesse that. So another thing that we have that is very big with people is the memberships programs. You know, our clients love it. They love to get some suits every month and they become one of our members, or every 6 months, whatever. And they get some discounts and they get dibs on first kinds of fabric that we just get in, because I love traveling overseas and I like to pick fabrics from different countries. And I select that because you're not gonna see them anywhere else, you know? And the idea of someone getting the same fabric and creating the same thing that I created is probably not gonna happen. So everything that you see on the racks here are from my travels. I'm from, you know, shopping around different fabric stores. And I get enough to make 1 or 2 outfit maximum from it. Because that's how I like to, you know, I don't like people wearing the same thing as me. So we have another thing called the concierge, where, and Rochelle here, she is the head of concierge, and she helps people kind of organize their closets already. Some people have a lot of clothes, and they wear the same thing all the time. Have you noticed that? You go in there and you're so, you know, involved in it that you don't know what to wear. You pick the same thing over and over again. So what she does is she gets in there, helps you sort of declutter the whole space, figure out what fits, try them on you if you have to. So it's like a mini fashion show for her. And then figure out what needs to be tapered. It has to be taken in or whatever to make you look better, and then fill out the rest of the closet if there's spaces in it, right? So, and if you decide you want to buy something from us, that's great. We can always make some stuff specially for you too. But the whole idea of that is, you walk into the closet, you grab a hanger, and you have a full outfit on that hanger. So you don't have to worry about it. I pick a jacket here, shirt here, pants here, everything is already pre-sorted for you by her and her team, and it's all set. So that is more than 10 minutes, but in a nutshell, that is what we do here. We create and dress people. Your style is our business, and we just want people to look as great as they feel on the inside, or at least help you feel as good as you want to feel. So thank you so much for coming, and have any questions?
Yes.